Okay, so I think I'm live now. Okay, good morning, everyone. Late morning here. My name is Christina. The channel name is Christina Health. That's what we are talking about here, about health in the first place, and then the weight loss is like a result, like an automatic result. But first, we have to become, there's a whole system. It's not only calories in, calories out, or just do more sports and eat less. That's not what I'm talking about in this channel. So today's topic, and one of these little points, in the whole system, is the strategy to weight loss according to your body type. So I I tried really so many diets, so many strategies, and I remember one like so I had a client when I was still working at the beauty salon. She came to me, yes, like a normal appointment, and she looked at me and she was like, "Christina, are you preparing for a bodybuilding competition or something?" And I was like, "No." But it's true that at that time, I was doing weights a lot. I was doing sports, exercising with a coach, with a private coach. And I was working, my beauty salon was in a gym complex. And it was very easy for me just to go outside. It was literally inside, so I just opened the door and there's gym immediately. So I was doing sports with a private coach. And traditionally, okay, we need muscle, we need protein, and I would take those weights. She would tell me, yes, heavy weights, and then do it, Christina. It's difficult, but you can do it. And I would do all that. And then I would see that I'm kind of, becoming more wide when my goal would be to lose weight, yes, to look slim. But I would just be kind of wider, becoming wider. So it's the fat would stay, the muscle would grow, but the fat on top didn't melt, and I thought at that time that I was eating healthy, doing sports, but it didn't work because it's not just lifting heavy weights. Okay, so today's topic would be how it is connected to what I just said, is that you have to know your body type. And we have the how to say, by the theory we have three body types. So here I will be talking about, from my knowledge, from the studies I did, and my personal experience as well. So we have three body types. We have endomorph, mesomorph, and ectomorph. So these three body types differ in a way that the first one, the endomorph, tends to be, well, you can of course look it up on Google. I don't know if I can use any tools here to kind of draw or something. I don't know. I have to check that. But okay, maybe next time I could use that, but now I don't see anything. So endomorph would be a person who tends to accumulate more fat, It's a girl. We are talking about women here, okay? Well, for the men, it's the same, but there are some different little nuances, like hormonal differences, So, but we are talking about here about women. So a woman like that would look more, let's say, curvy, or there will be just in general more fat, like very easily gaining fat. Then mesomorph, it's my type also, mesomorph. Mesomorph would gain fat easily, but also lose fat quickly, quite quickly. And also for the mesomorph, it's quite easy to gain muscle. So that would be me, you know, if we go back to that story, I was lifting heavy weights and I would just grow the muscle, you know, I would become wider, let's say, yes. And plus I'm not very tall, so you can see you can see it more, you know. And then we have ectomorph. So endomorph, mesomorph, ectomorph. Ectomorph, normally they are quite tall, long limbs, long arms, long legs, and it's difficult for them to gain muscle, and it's not so easy to gain fat, to accumulate fat, and they would lose fat very quickly. So I'm just stopping because there are just so many things to say about this, to say about these types, and like what would work for one type, for the other type. But today we are going to just talk in general, so the key points, you know. So, you know, also I saw somewhere there was this Zendaya, I don't know where, you know, sometimes we just find some articles on Instagram or somewhere. So Zendaya, it was the analysis of her body type, and I think it was like diet of Zendaya or something. And it was written that she eats a lot of carbs, also sometimes unhealthy carbs, but she doesn't gain weight due to her body type, which is an ectomorph. Ectomorph, slim, you know, tall, slim. But with time, it's possible that because you're not taking care of your body by, you know, eating bad, let's just say bad food, yes, you're eating bad food, the metabolism might become slower, not so effective, and then you might start gaining weight, you know. So we also see those like women who look like models, you know, model like women who teach sports, who teach exercising, and you often see them with, again, heavy weights, you know. But what would happen if we gave the same strategy, the same training strategy to endomorph or even mesomorph like me? That's what would happen, you know, if we just give to every body type the same exercise routine, we would have different results. And we see those model-like women, sports coaches, and we want to look like them. We want to look like them. We see that they are lifting heavy weights, and we try to do the same, and we don't have the same results. So today I will tell you a little bit, depending on your body type, so you can think already which body type you are. So are you endomorph, which tends to gain weight easy, yes? Or are you mesomorph, it's more a muscular type? Or ectomorph, which is slim, tall, normally tall, slim, and difficult to gain muscle, easy to lose weight. So which body type are you? You can already write in the comments like this. Also, if you have any questions, yes, if you have any questions, you can also write so that we can discuss in the next weeks, discuss them in lives next Saturday, the Saturday after. Like this, I also know which topics interest you, yes, so we can talk about it. So, okay, for the endomorph, in terms of nutrition and exercise, yes. Again, like I said, it's quite deep. It's so much deeper than that. You have to know the person's lifestyle, you know, how much the person sleeps, what, of course, the nutrition is very important, yes, what the person eats, it's very important. But again, it's the habits, yeah. But in terms of nutrition and exercise, yes, so for the endomorph, the person who tends to gain weight easily, in terms of nutrition, we have to consume moderate amount of carbs, yes. If the ectomorph can eat more carbs, again, depending on the goal, yes? But on this channel, in this channel, my goal also is to look slim and feminine. That's my goal. Toned, slim, and feminine. My goal is not to yeah, I can see there's the chat. Yes, my goal is not to gain as much muscles as I can. My goal is not to become a bodybuilder, okay? So according to this goal, we are going to see which steps we need to take in terms of nutrition and exercise. So for the endomorph, not too many carbs, yeah? Carbs have to be healthy. They must be included in your diet. They must be. If you remove the carbs, look, on the cellular molecular level, even if you don't eat carbs at all, body has mechanisms to transform protein, for example, transform protein into carbs. So you cannot cheat the system. We need carbs. We need carbs. Doesn't matter what is your body type. And actually, it will help you to reach your goal. If you are eating healthy carbs, you will stay you will not want to eat so fast again. So that's actually in your favor. Yeah. So endomorph, don't skip carbs. No, not a single body type should skip carbs. But for the endomorph, moderate amount of carbs. Always with each meal, main meal, which is lunch and dinner, we add half of the plate or even more greens, which can be vegetables, salads. You can cook them. The best ways to cook would be to steam or to boil. So always they can be raw or cooked, that part, yes, the green part. And we have protein, and the rule for each type would be 1 animal protein per day, one portion of animal protein per day. So 1/4 of the plate. We always divide the plate in 3 parts. So half of the plate will be greens, 1/4 protein, 1/4 carbs. So the carbs part, not too much, and it can be even a little bit smaller. And then the greens part can be bigger than half of the plate. Okay, so that's for the endomorph, yes? The main key here, not too many carbs, and sorry, but no sugar at all, no fast carbs at all, because you know, if you are endomorph, you know how fast you will gain that weight. You will take one little candy and in 2 hours you will gain weight. Okay, so for the nutrition part, endomorph. Then we have mesomorph. Mesomorph, like me, easily gaining muscle, easily gaining weight, but can lose it quickly as well. So here we have just the norm, the same system. Half of the plate will be greens, 1/4 protein, 1/4 carbs. We never skip carbs, yes? And then for the ectomorph, for the slim, they can have more carbs, yes? Now again, depends, you know, if you are so slim and you don't like that, of course you can eat more carbs. Just the carbs have to be healthy, yes? Healthy, long carbs, we call them long carbs, you know? Yeah, so that's for the nutrition. Now for the exercise. For the exercise part, here we have more personalized program. Because for the nutrition part, approximately all the same, yes? Approximately all the same, just for the endomorph to reduce carbs. For the ectomorph, you can have more carbs if your goal is maybe to gain a little bit weight, you know? But for the exercising, so for the endomorphs, we have more cardio. We have focus on cardio. Focus on cardio. Now, cardio doesn't mean that you just have to jog all the time. Doesn't mean that you have to run, you know, jog all the time. It can be, you can find for yourself a nice training routine. It can be Zumba, for example. It can be dancing. Zumba, dancing, aerobic workouts, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, where you are kind of jumping. Yeah, but the focus is on cardio. If you, by the way, we still need weight exercises. For each type, we need weight exercises, but then for endomorph, it would be more smaller weights, and 1-2 times per week. 1-2 times per week. For example, for the ectomorph, for the tall one, 2 times per week, even 3 times per week, it can be heavier weights. You have to feel your body. You have to really feel your body. If you are ectomorph, tall, and you are going to train with heavy weights every day, yes, you will probably you might reach the goal of looking like a bodybuilder. But again, what we want, what is my goal, is to look is to look slim and feminine and toned. So for the tall ones, we can have heavier weights, and 2 times per week we do heavy weights training. For the mesomorph, the one which is in the middle, we can use only body weight. We can use only body weight because we're gaining the muscle so fast. If you're going to take heavy weights, you will look more muscular, yeah? So just to repeat a little bit, so for the endomorph, we are taking small weights. For the mesomorph, in the middle, the muscular type, we can use only our body weight, and it will be enough. For the ectomorph, for the tall ones, you can use heavier weights, and you will look very nice, slim toned, I'm just going to check if there are any. Please write any questions so that I can discuss them for the next time, or even today in this live. Do I see the messages, or there are no messages? Maybe there are. No? Okay, maybe next time. Every Saturday we are going to have these lives every Saturday, so don't hesitate to join. Okay, so we spoke about the weights, yes, the weights. And now what concerns cardio? The endomorph, yes, the ones who gain weight easily, we focus on cardio every day. So walking, really, if you cannot do cardio, if you cannot run, if you cannot jump, walk. Oh, by the way, I will tell you also what I did today already, So I had my breakfast. I also ran 30 minutes. So I do cardio every day, 30 minutes I try to do. And normally, as now outside, it's quite cold, but the key, it will be so much more effective if you are doing your exercise outside. So what I do, I have a treadmill on my balcony. And it's a closed balcony, so even if the weather is bad, I am in fresh air doing my exercise, So today I already did a 30-minute jog before this live, and I still have to walk for 1 hour. I will do that later in the afternoon, walking 1 hour every day. That's my strategy, and also after this live, I'm going to do 10 minutes of stretching and drainage, It's like French pronunciation. So, the goal for me, for my body type, for mesomorph, would be not too much weight training, but still important. This is important for our muscles and for our skeleton as well, for our bones, so that they are stronger. It's important to put some weights. So some weight, yes. So twice per week, body weight training for the toned body as well, yeah. And then we have cardio, and then we have walking 1 hour. So if you're not walking for around 1 hour per day, try to see the ways where you can include a little bit of walking, where maybe you can go to work, before when I walked less, if it was raining, I would be like, no, you get used. Oh, finally, finally some comments here. I would be like, no, I don't like it. The water goes on me. I hate it, But then you get used. When your goal is more important than all the circumstances around you, you don't care anymore. So my goal is to walk. My goal is to keep my body in shape, and I walk. And if it's raining, I take umbrella, You get used to that. I was just yesterday, it was raining, and I had to pick up my children from school, from creche, and I just had this thought, that before I would be like, just, no, I will take car. I don't want to go outside. But yesterday didn't bother me because, you change, it's about your image. It's about who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Are you a person who exercises every day? Who does exercise every day or not? Who are you? What is your identity? It's about changing your identity, changing your habits. If you do sports and you hate it, if you exercise and you hate it, well, there's some, your personality, your identity doesn't match. There's some mismatch, but at the same time, maybe you just have to change the type of a workout, Okay, so we are a little bit out now of our topic. Like I was saying, for the cardio, for the mesomorph, if you want to look slimmer, then again, it's focus on cardio. We don't skip the weight exercises. Yes, we don't skip it, but once or twice per week we include it. Other part is cardio. For the ectomorph, for the tall ones, you can do weight training more often. There's a little bit less cardio, yes. Let's say low impact cardio, or even walking is enough. If you are walking fast and around 1 hour per day, it's okay, it's enough. Yes, but do you understand? Do you understand the system a little bit? Like, if your goal is to look slim, toned, but if you are mesomorph and you are training with heavy weights, you will look wider, you will be gaining muscles and you will become wider. So proportions, it's also about proportions. So here we are focusing on cardio more. Okay, so yes, that's all. I think that's all what I wanted to say. I have here some points. Yes, so we mentioned the cardio, the nutrition. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's all. That's hello, yes, hi. Okay, belly dance. Oh, hello. Belly dance, yes, somebody wrote belly dance. That could be a cardio workout. Yes, I don't know if that's what you meant about belly dance, but that could be a workout, cardio workout, Okay, so I don't see any questions or something. So this live will be saved. You can still comment. Please write any questions. We will discuss the topics in the next lives. As I just started to do these, I understand that maybe less people know about it, but please don't hesitate. Yes, hello, Marseille. And we will try to do this every Saturday. So, voilà, bonjour. Okay, so thank you very much and see you next Saturday. Bye-bye.